Can we, for the people, give a brief definition of full spectrum versus isolate?
Sure. So it's like, think about alcohol for a second, right? If you want to make and distill a liquor, and you just distill it down and you cook it and all the water disappears till the fact that you basically have pure alcohol. It's like there's Everclear and then there's rubbing alcohol, and those are the last two steps. And we don't really drink that stuff.
Right.
We drink beer. We drink whiskey, tequila, whatever, right? In cannabis, it's similar. It's like if the marijuana strain is dominant in THC, and you extract the oil and you cook it all the way down or distill it or however you're doing it till there's only one thing left, it's going to be THC. Now you have an isolate.
Yeah.
Okay. Same with CBD. If you have a type 3 or a CBD dominant variety and you cook it all the way down till there's nothing left, all that's left is CBD, you have a CBD isolate. So what is more effective, an isolate or a full spectrum? So the analogy that I like to use is a football team. It's like, okay, there's 130 plus cannabinoids naturally occurring in a cannabis plant, plus 15 or more terpenes that are not cannabinoids, essential oils, right? So if you have a football team, if I have a football team that is hemp, then the quarterback is CBD, the tailback is THC, and I have 128 linemen. And then if I have my terpenes, I've got all my cheerleaders back here, and there's 15 of them, and they all look good, and they really make it smell nice and feel nice.
They bring
and
the vibes.
They bring the vibes. They bring the vibes. And then over there, you've got what? A quarterback?
Yeah.
And that's it?
Yeah.
Who's going to be more effective, my team or yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the difference, right? And so isolates are just inherently not effective.
I think that's a sports reference we can all get behind because it actually makes a lot of sense. And I feel like, I kind of want to a little bit make sure I'm correct in understanding, like, just what you've explained to us so far in your journey of starting farming and, having this first run that kind of hermed out, but in that you still found, like, value in a specific isolate and, like, being able to understand, like, how the CBV or CBG?
CBDV and THCV.
CBDV.
But to be correct, not an isolate,
Oh.
right? So what happens is I don't sell anything that's an isolate, and I don't make anything that's an isolate for the reasons that we just described. But you're right. And what happens is plan A is you sell flour.
Yeah.
Right? And then if you seed out for one reason or another or something happens, plan B is to extract. Well, when you extract, what are you extracting? Well, you can extract, if you know what you're up to, you can extract essential oils. And then you can also extract the cannabinoid oil, right? And that's what I did. So in that cannabinoid oil, it was very rich in all 30 components.
Okay.
But it's like the tight end was the THCV, and he was way taller than everyone else.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa, you got this MVP you didn't even know you had.
Okay.
How do we use that guy?
Yeah.
So there was value, right? There's always value. There's always, the plant never lets you down. In the end, if you stick to it, she'll always take care of you.
Dang. I love your analogies. Yeah. And I probably would have been to more football games if it was like this.
We need a new team out there.
No, for real.